It's a beautiful Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Of course, when you listen to that montage, you start dancing. You know, it's time for family and values. It's indeed a great and wonderful time to be on your screen this beautiful Friday morning. How is the traffic at your end? Let's not go there. Anyway, it's good to have you here. It's good to be here. It's good to have you do Monday all the way to Friday with me here. And it's always a pleasure when we come on your screen. You know what family and values stand for. We represent everything that has to do with your family, that has to do with your health, that has to do with your relationship. We want to make sure you have a very, very healthy and wonderful relationship. That's what family and values is all about. Please turn on your notification button. Download the Galaxy mobile app so that you can watch us on the Glow. And of course, today is just to tell you that those numbers displayed on your screen, please send in your messages. Next week, Friday, we are attending to all your questions. And of course, you're going to win recharge cards for as many messages as you send in. That's the good thing about next week, Friday. Okay, someone had a little bit of traffic and my name is Joy Abu, and of course Olori is seated this morning.
It's so good to be here after changing one vehicle to another, losing my passionate, forgetting my eyeglasses at home. Really, it wasn't easy. Seriously. I bless the name of the Lord. I'm here finally. Anyway, I'm able to meet up. So how are you this morning? Like she said, thank God it's Friday. So I don't know how your Friday you hope to spend it. But don't forget our promise. You're supposed to give me a feedback on your blood pressure this morning. So I'll be waiting along the line in the course of the program. And I want you to just sit back, relax, and enjoy every step of what we have to offer to you. So, Joy.
Good morning, Vixie.
It's your turn.
It's really unlike you.
It's your turn to say whatever you want to say.
You know, it's really unlike you.
I was calling.
And
again, I was trying to reach out to my guests, and I was not getting anywhere. So I was. Yeah, but I was worried because he went to Ijebu and he said he was going to meet up. So I was, God have mercy. I've not been able. So let's God that we are all here today. But it's time for us to go for our mini features. I'll be right back after going away.
Family values, sometimes referred to as familial values, are traditional or cultural values that pertain to the family structure, function, roles, beliefs, attitudes, and ideals. The concept of family values may also refer to the extent to which familial relationships are valued within people's lives. The 5 primary values are love, respect, honor, sharing, and forgiveness. These are universal principles which help people live in harmony with one another, not only in families but in communities, nations, and the world. What is the role of family in human values? The family shapes the child's attitude towards people and society and helps in mental growth in the child and supports his ambitions and values. Blissful and cheerful atmosphere in the family will develop love, affection, tolerance, and generosity. Family can influence you in many ways. From a young age, family members serve as role models and provide guidance on social norms and behaviors. They can shape your values, beliefs, and attitudes, as well as your understanding of relationships and communication. Good values such as kindness, modesty, honesty, equality should be inculcated in children, which can guide them to the right path in life. Every parent wants their child to move in the right direction and follow the right path all their lives and make a name for them in society. These bonds are important because family helps us get through the most disastrous times and the best times. Family is important because they can offer support and security coupled with unconditional love. They will always look to see and bring out the best in you, even if you cannot see it for yourself. It is said that family is the first school and mother is the first teacher. The family shapes a child's attitude towards people and society, assist in mental development, and support the child's goals and values. Values formation is very high through family because of high emotional attachment. Your values form a significant part of your personal identity. They shape you into your authentic self and give you a sense of purpose and meaning, driving your personality, goal setting, and how you lead your life. Your values also give you a better understanding of who you are.
Okay, welcome back. It's the Family and Values, and today we have someone very, very deep when it comes to culture, tradition, the values that has to come from where you come from. Who are you? What tribe do you represent? What personality do you intend to share with people? And, you know, present yourself to be, so that when they see you, they will know that this one, stand gidigba for this particular role. And so I have the honor and the privilege of having with us Akeem Oriyomi Otubela. He is the GM, is the General Manager of Vision, Sport Vision, Nigeria Limited, and also a public analyst. Egbo, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Compliment of the season. I'm saying it for the first time.
Same to you. It's so good to have you.
That's just the way it goes.
Wow,
Well
it's
done.
so good to have you.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, so our topic today is family and values. Like I told you, who you are says a lot about who you represent, the family you come from, the home you have originated from, and family and values. What is a family? What are the values expected?
Thank you very much. Yeah, is a bogus question, and the response to us, the answer, has to be enormous. You see, I laugh a lot when former President Olusegun Obasanjo says that first is a Nigerian before it becomes a Yoruba man. I remember vividly, may God rest the soul of former President of America, Ronald Reagan. When he was campaigning for the seat of, American president, whatever, he said, if you go to Chinese, you will never be a Chinese. If you go to Japan, you can never be Japanese. But you will always be an American. And these are the people, you people say that they don't have culture. And I keep saying, excuse me, then who then have culture? They are the ones that have culture. You see, look, I keep telling people, we all come from a minute set of human family. And this minute set of human family is the family, is let me say, the branch that we were all born through. God so made this world to be that not a single woman will give all of us birth. So he now divides it into numerous places that we all belong to human family. May God rest the soul of former president of America, South Africa, the saint that I met in my own life. I keep telling people, when you read, the Bible that belongs to Christians and you read the Quran that belongs to Muslims, those are the two ones we know here. Excuse me, they are even minute in the religion that this world owns. Because if you go to Asia, they are the most populous soul on earth. Because when you get to China, they give you 1.3 billion. When you get to India, they give you 1.6 billion. Now, we are not hiding Japan. We are not hiding all those places. So, now, he said in his book, Long Walk to Freedom, that he says, he has been saying it, that culture, not nurture, is the primary molder of personality.
Culture,
Not nature. It's the primary molder of personality. And he went further to say that, look, the culture of my nephew, my cousin, were put on us by these white people. He said in Africa, which is true, we don't have that dichotomy. He says that my brother's daughter is my daughter. My sister's son is my son. And that's the way it is with us. I could remember we two growing up. In fact, the person that even acted like a father to me was my mom's junior brother, my uncle. I could remember that till he dies. I usually call him Ibami. That's in a pronunciation to call father. And he never for once says that, no, I'm not your father. He never. And when I could remember one day, because I was somehow rascally growing up. So a lot of time he always tell me, we don't need all these necklace for now that you have. But you see, I was so rascally. So most times, I get on, breaking the rules. So whenever he sees me, he will warn me. But there was a particular day, he gave me the beating of my life. Not, as in boxing. Excuse me, I have to cut the shirt. Now, I could remember another day that he beat me. I offended really. So, the beating was so much. And I was like, I'm going to my father's house. If not that, the love, and because he was doing it not because of what would be in for him, he never even thought otherwise. To say, hey, okay, good. He never. Up till the time he died. He died in 88. Up to tomorrow, every other day when I remember my mom, my dad, I remember him. I mean, equally. They are the people that mold their lives. And it baffles me when, the kind of mother and father that the present moment breeds into society. Whereby nobody talks to your word. Whereby nobody comes to your house until you invite them. You see, look, when it's sad, but we have to say it. When people say that the housemaid that you employ, they do a lot of things, fine, they do a lot of things, but will you do a favor to yourself? That what were you saying when the culture of Africanness was being broken? Where were you? All in the name that me and my wife, me and my husband, and we were reveling in it, not knowing the damage we're doing to ourselves. I'm saying it. I'm a product of community training. That's why Yoruba will tell you that Igbaju lo n bimo, ojú mẹ́rin ló ń bímọ, Igbaju ló ń wò.
In English.
You see, look, ideally, if you have to interpret, I think I have to charge for it, because look, I monitor a lot of stations from across the globe, and when they say that, majorly those Chinese people, when they say that, nobody tell them to interpret.
Igba.
Maybe Igba. Now, what that simply means that
eyes.
200 is Igba.
Yeah.
And that 200 stands for the community. Definitely 4 eyes, give birth to your father and your mother. But the whole community, see to your goal. Now, let me give you an instance there. One of my friends, Yinka Teriba, is in Dublin for a very long time. They were coming to Ijebu on a particular weekend. And that time, we were being disturbed by all these robberies. So there was a kind of security apparatus in place by the locals that from 12 to 6 a.m. nobody comes. So it's a community, whatever. Nobody is not.
You can't break the rules.
So they were coming from Lagos, and they knew that such arrangement wasn't.
Ground.
But they abused. So they've been a little bit intoxicated. So when they got to the entrance of the town, they met the people, the watch nights, and they were trying to tell them that they should identify themselves. They were not. The bear too was trying to help them introduce who they are, and they were telling those people that, didn't you know us? And they said, sorry, are you the son of the Abangida or whatever? Okay, we don't know you. Please, kindly introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
They now said, Moteriba. They said, so you belong to Laji Teriba. Your father is a good man in this community. That is the more reason you'll be extremely beaten here. They beat them. In fact, the next day when they got home, they couldn't tell their dad what happened. Those people called their dad, and the dad thanked them for doing what they did. That is what we're saying.
Family.
Not now when parents will lead their words to the schools to go and one teacher, not to church their words.
No,
it's so crazy.
No. I understand. I understand you have so much passion for culture to bring back the values that have been lost. And thank God for a program like Family and Values to have men like you still bring us on check. When we talk about culture, where did we lose it, and how do we make this generation understand the need to bring back our culture, to bring back what we were taught? Because somehow I am also a product of a trained culture. When I say a trained culture, at least, even though I'm on both sides, but the side I was brought up is, the other day we were saying it on the show, is what has still kept me here. The values my father raised, and thanks to Honorable, God bless you, because it's what has kept myself and my siblings till now. So where did we lose it in the place of culture, and how do we bring it back to make this generation understand that, wake up, you're losing it. Years from now, nobody will be talking about culture, nobody will want to know anything about culture.
Thank you, my sister. You see, let me be frank and be sincere with you. I think in some little years to come, I'll be getting to like 6 calls on earth.
Oh.
So I can, authoritatively say that probably maybe let us put some 40 years ago. It's a long period. And where am I coming from? When we were in school then, not knowing the damage they were doing to us when they were warning us not to speak in vernacular. You see, I don't feel comfortable any longer speaking in English, sincerely speaking. It's because she calls me. I prefer speaking in my dialects than the ultimate Yoruba language. Look, in Yoruba, there's what we call Orile-Ede, a nation. And they tell you, if you remove the language, which is the Ede, it only remains the land. And if the land is not being populated by human beings, the land cannot be related. Now, it is so sad that even up to tomorrow, the custodians of not value, because they don't have value, because they can't give what they do not have. The people who rule us, who have the privilege, it's not privilege. I don't really use the word privilege on them. Who time and chance happens on to be our leader in this part of the world. They act as if they are, I don't want to use, it's too much word here, as if they are not human beings. Look, I will always, and I shall be forever, be happy and grateful to Asians. I'll keep going there, because they are the people who project that they are human beings. How do I mean? When the white men came to Africa, they went there too. When they came here, they gave us everything. Okay? We suck in everything. Okay? When they go there, they gave them everything. They didn't suck in everything. The only thing they sucked was technology. The values, the language, the cultures are still intact tomorrow. As we speak, any international any international meeting by the world leaders, you will never see Xi Jinping speak English. He understands. You will never. Anybody that even as official of the state from the country that does that, he knows what I mean. And they will not even do it. And I will remember gladly, vividly, former president of France, Chirac, I remember, they had a meeting in Brussels that particular year when he was president. And in that meeting, it's a policy for the even French government. The same French who are saying that our children, our workers should learn French, they do not play with it. And our leaders who are so gullible in their thoughts do not reject it. When I was in energy, I'll come to that. When I was in energy, they said, we should do French. You keep telling them, this French, you don't understand. Nobody is saying that our own language, our own dialect should be taught, but now it's even crazy that they are not telling us to pass Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa to get to our institution, but till tomorrow it is still that English. The people that built rail for us in Nigeria, they are Chinese. Excuse me, most of the workforce, they do not speak English. Most of them don't even go to an institution. I don't want to say one or two things on there, but in another word, just leave me the way I am. I'm telling you the truth, because it hasn't really had any value to my life, to my living. If I've been in my bush, doing my farming, I won't be complaining. That's the truth. Now, let me get back to Chirac. Now, when it came to the turn of France to get to the podium to address the world, the official who was in the entourage of the presidency got to the podium, only God knows what went into him. Before anything, he started speaking English. Chirac did not wait a minute. He stood up from his seat. He walked out. And the journalists were on him, asking him, "Sir, what's the problem?" And I'm quoting him. He said, "It would be danger for the world to leave the culture and value to a language." He said it. So they know the value. Look, may God rest the soul of Professor Sophie Oluwole, our mama, that woman. Let me tell you, some names in this part of the world I appreciate. Herself, Professor Wole Soyinka, all of those people, they are institutions on their own. They rejected all these white, infiltrations. Professor Wole Soyinka's mother, while he was here on this planet Earth, he was calling his mother wild Christian. He said if his mother was in the kitchen and just a drop of oil was on her leg, he said, Jesus, excuse me. Professor Wole Soyinka was a choir in the church. Each time, God told him that you don't belong here. He pulled himself out. Till tomorrow, he's coming with his God through. Anywhere he goes, he's a war citizen. And people like that, they are very, very rare. So, Professor Sophie Oluwole said that our attitude in this part of the world is like we are behaving like a bastard. Let me put something clear out here. It is not because you don't have father that you're a bastard, though. We have to disabuse people the true meaning, because there's nobody who doesn't have father. You may not know him, he might have died, or probably maybe through surrogates that you may not even find him till you die. But if you act in a way that befalls of a noble mind, then you are a bastard.
Oh, okay.
That's the truth.
Okay. So
now, Professor Professor Oluwole said that. He said what she was about to say then was in the book of Ifa, that the way we act, the way we behave, we are like a hoe that you use on the land to plow. He said, when hoe is going to the farm, he faces house. He said, when he's going to the house, he faces the farm. We do not really appreciate what we have and who we are. That is when we started our problems. When some people told us that our language is forbidden, then it's crazy. And our elders then, who knew more, who should have rejected it then, who did not reject, were accomplices in all this madness. I could remember again too, Malcolm X, because rest his soul. Malcolm X, if not because of the bureaucracy in America, the holiday they were giving to Martin Luther King, he too deserves it. Because he was even more vociferous than Martin Luther King. You know why they did? Because he shifted from Christianity to Islam. Because he saw the madness in that faith then. That's the truth. In his book, Malcolm X, he said that, look, there's nothing like paganism. He said there's a certain village that these missionary people went to then, that they were called pagan. They said they wanted to change them to their faith. He said those people rejected them through and nail. He said it was because of that value they have. They didn't get them to, get converted. They now retained that name paganism to be synonymous, which is all lies. Now, we are talking about the values, Abi. The same people who brought religion here, who brought Christianity here, told us, because when I don't discuss religion, because when Karl Marx says there is an opium of the masses, you only need to go and decode what that thing is. Now, they say that for a certain attitude, for a certain behavior of some people who lived in those villages then, that God destroyed those villages, that particular village, Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay.
So,
now
let's
wait.
Go for a break. We'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Let's go for this short break. It's time for us to go for word on marble, and it's still family and values. We're discussing family and the values that is expected. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Imagine everyone wants to continue with this, even my MCR, no one blew. They quickly brought us back. Don't forget to send your messages to the number on your screen. We're expecting your SMS, not call. Please take note. And as much as possible, drop as many as you feel on our social media platform. I will surely respond to it. Okay, so we still have with us Omo Yoruba Gidi Gidi when it comes to Chile. A passionate man, Akim Otsubela, Oriyomi Otsubela, is the general manager of Sport Vision Nigeria Limited, and he's still very much right here with us. It was really fire. I want to go to those values now, from respect to humility to, you know, the training and every other thing. Can you state them for us? Do you think respect, you know, respect of today's world, and do you also think that the major problem we have, you know, in our country, even as of now, is one of those major values that we have lost, we have let go, we have condemned, we have put aside?
You see, look, thank you very much for welcoming me back on this program. You see, that is one area that my mind bleeds when I meet youngsters of today. Perhaps a lot of them were not taught, so that is why I don't blame them much. Let me give an instance. When I had my son, it was in primary school then. I think, no, in secondary school, no, late primary school. So they gave me an assignment in the school that they have to do something on Vim, on CD. So I now said she should come to my office to come and use our studio. So when he came, a certain junior officer, like a brother to me, we were all, the way we run our office, we were one family. He's even at Cool FM now. That my brother, I don't want to give the name. So my son, they were telling my son, I said, look, you are Yoruba, you are from Ijebu. Eh? Yeah. And woe betide my son if I speak to him in Yoruba and he reply in English. Hey. I don't take it from my son.
Oh my God.
He didn't live with me long, you know. Something's happened, you know. But even at that, when I call him, he dare not. He dare not. And the happiness I have now is that he's in one institution now. Then, I mean, to God be the glory. When we were chatting, he's chatting me, probably on WhatsApp. My son writes to me in Yoruba. That's what gives me joy.
He tried to in Yoruba for me too.
That is what gives me joy. I'm not a father who will say that, talk to me in English in my house when I'm a Yoruba man, when I'm a Ijebu man. Where's the culture? Where's the respect? You see, look, there's a certain, I mean, a power God gives to all dialects. That is why, in our own locality, I don't want to say one or two things here. When probably maybe you are, I mean, afflicted with one ailment or the other, and you go to the medical people, where they want to give you what we call our own agbo, there are some things that requires some, what they call bolong, some incantation. Not to say you should go mad or whatever, but if that incantation is not there, that thing will not work. That's the truth. Excuse me. If we now kill our language and our dialect, are those parts not being taken away from us?
It is.
And somebody said that, he said, the idea of these people, these white people who came to us, was that they said when their progenitor first came then, they said they find us to be powerful, and they discovered that that thing that we have is in the innate quality of spirituality that God gave us naturally, and those things have to be, taken away before they get it. And
so what you're saying now is our values.
We don't have values again. No, I'm serious.
Okay, what values are we supposed to have?
Yeah.
That way. So
now,
can you state that?
Okay. I will talk mainly as a Yoruba man.
speak as a cultured man, not Yoruba.
No, wait. Don't let us be, political here. Some culture don't do what we do.
Okay.
Some people, they do not train us the way they train us.
Okay.
Excuse me, as from my stock, if I'm in a bus and I see an elderly person standing, I will stand up.
Very true.
If I'm on this road, I still did it yesterday. When I see elderly people going, it is not their place to greet me. It is my place to greet them. And you know one thing? Those things helps. Some people, you don't know how blessed they are with their tongue. For them to just say, they just be shocked that
something
you
they have been longing to hear and to see. And
when they say, they pray to you that, I'm telling you.
It comes from their heart.
You will receive blessing.
So what are these values? State them.
I mean, you have to train your words with your God-given dialects and languages.
Okay.
Train them how to respect when they get outside. Greeting is number one. Greeting is number one. You must bow, you must bend. The story of my son that was saying that, you caught him when they asking questions. So when he came to my office, he was now greeting everyone, prostrating, because I told him, you prostrate. So that particular one was now saying, I said, no, don't let me be cross with you. That's the way I train him. I said, okay, prostrate. If you want to train your own that way, that's your headache.
That's your own.
They are the set of parents who tells their words that don't speak to me, you're around my house. That is why I don't go to many houses. I'm telling you, because I can't be in your house and I want to relate with your kids, and I'm speaking English to them. It doesn't add up to me. It doesn't make me a human being, a human man. Because look, in our own house, some people came to conquer us economically, and you allow them to conquer you with your values, then you are not a human being. I'm telling you the truth. Okay. That's far for free.
No, I'm really buying into your passion, because, like I said, family and values, this is what we're driving. Let's talk about language. Now, for some reason, you have families that, okay, let me put it this way. For one, I'm currently on that language thing with my kids. I'm trying to speak my language to them, because I noticed that when we go out, it's a problem to communicate. There are certain things I want to tell them in private, but I have to use English so everybody gets to hear. So I now took upon myself that, no, Joy, you have to. So even to my dad, I started speaking my language to my dad. For people who don't really understand the value of language, now you see, some people feel like English is poch. Oh, it makes their kids touch. It makes them, how do we incorporate now, even in schools, how do we make schools understand the value of language? Like, teach your children your language, your culture, because it's when they understand your language, they will understand your culture. There are certain things they will do that you correct them in your language, that they will know the gravity. And I know Yoruba community have a way of using words. Even when you're praising God, you feel the power of God when you're using the mother tongue, because that's where you feel the. So how do we drive this language thing? Because that's where my whole this thing is. How do we drive this language thing to those parents that feel like my kids must be posh? Some of them, even if you speak language to them, they won't answer you.
They won't answer you.
They will not even say good morning to you.
My sister, that's a very long journey to take, because it is so bad. It is so bad now. But nothing is not redeemable. That's my belief in life. I thank God. You see, look, I always thank God for the kind of person He made me. You see, look, parents in the homes are the first place to go before they get to the school. It is the homes. That's what we've been saying here. You see, it will amaze you when you go to a lot of homes. They will tell you right in your face that some will be polite, some will tell you crudely. I'm telling you that our uncle Emma Bomode is Yoruba. I'm telling you. And what I did, I refrained myself from going to a lot of places. And you know the danger in it. Most of these people saying that don't speak Yoruba, to their words, they are spoiling their cognitive sense. You ask me why? A lot of them doesn't speak good English. I am not an English teacher. Maybe you want to know. I don't go to university. Whatever I am, though I'm able to project in another man's language, it's a personal thing. It's a personal thing. Now, to answer your question, government has a lot of work to do here. But they will be constrained because this WAEC of a thing is not only Nigeria that sign up to it, it's West Africa.
West Africa.
It's only if they move it from that West African, portal, that in Africa, we have lost it, not losing. Don't let us, try to bribe ourselves. Don't let us say we have lost it. Now, and now that we are waking up, how do we redeem ourselves? How can we make us who God says we are? I just gave you an example of, in fact, it's not even only those Asian countries. Most European countries, I just told you, France, those Romania, whatever, when they come to England, they don't speak English. They speak their dialect. That's the truth. It is us here that has the issue. That's the problem we have.
And that's why if you're traveling to some countries, they'll say learn their language.
That is it. Look, let me give you an instance. A particular year, I can't remember that year now. I was going for a wedding in my hometown in Djibouti. I boarded a vehicle at Ojota. That day, they were to ride jam. So there was a woman in that bus with me taking his award to federal government school Bulu. Let me tell you one thing. From that Ojota till that time they alighted from the bus, because I'm going further, that woman was speaking English to this word. But let me tell you, I was bleeding in my heart, because 98% of what she says, of our communication with that word, were nonsense, worthless English. I'm telling you.
Oh, sure.
And I was talking to my heart that when this word now gets to the exam hall, if they give him the question, he'll be at the crossroad, because he's being spoken to in 3 different English, formalities. You'll be confronted with the idea that her mother, or probably maybe her grandmother, can't speak bad English. You'll be confronted with that. Maybe my teacher was wrong. You'll be confronted with the fact that maybe my friends on the street, their own is right. That's why I always say, when we started, when I started working with where I work with, I'm the one responsible for collecting, media order from the agencies. I could remember a particular year, I went to collect an order at Insight at Chubaru Building. This was over 20 years now. Look, the secretary to the main man there, we just got talking. I didn't even know how the commission got started. He now said that, he said, "Uncle, I'm done for." I said, "What happened, madam?" He said, "Her children could not speak Yoruba in the house." She was alarmed. We now started. I said, "How did she want to?" She said she has started by telling them that, look, henceforth in this house, nobody comes to mama with English.
Yes.
If you can't speak about, I will teach you. He said to even slice it, spice it for them before they ask for meat pie. He buys it for them, so it encourages them to come to her to speak. And let me tell you, it's what you know. I don't know. Maybe you were not at that time in the event that day when your friend was celebrating her 40th birthday. Okay. Now, maybe it got lost on you. The guest of honor then was Dame First Lady.
Yeah, Dame Fashola.
Fashola. You know how virulent Fashola was in speaking English. But I keep telling people, one of the stars of this nation, you like it or hate it, is Fashola. His first son, if you hear him speak Yoruba, you will marvel. You will marvel. And that gives me joy. Even Fashola himself, when it comes to speaking Yoruba, you will not.
Will deliver.
And this is a sound mind, sound brain. So it is the people. You see, look. I mean, there's another thing about that they always say that I go off if Lomandun. It is those empty barrels that sounds loudest. The one that has water, you will never hear them sound. That is the truth.
I want to ask you.
So if you don't have value, you can't give that value. Let me give you an instance. When East Germany and West Germany were still at the truth of each other, the East German people, there was a time they went to bring garbage on the shore of Western Germany. The Western Germany people said they will not give you what you give us. You know what they did? They went to buy foods, groceries in large quantity. They dump it at their own store with a caption. He gives what he has.
He gives what he has.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I want to ask this question.
So many messages.
You have okay, we have some, yeah, please.
Like we have
yeah.
Let's I pray we go back to our culture. Kudos to Galaxy and the guest. We respect you more. Thank you so much. Another one said, like the analyst has said, we must tell our children to prostrate in public. If doing that indicates the aspect that respect is what we have taught them and it's personal. Another one says, good morning, we love your program. For those, now this one is asking, for those who are married to different tribes, how do they incorporate languages into it? The last one is saying, wow, this is a full house, I love the show, but his question, he said, I love what I'm hearing this morning. We need to speak more on our cultures and values. I think that the other one typed in Yoruba.
I can read that.
A full message in Yoruba. Okay. I think I'll give you that to read.
Okay, so
so you could check
Alàgbà Kim Odubela is Otubela. Ǹjẹ́ ó ní ohun kan tí ẹ ń gbìyànjú láti ṣe tàbí ṣe láti mú kí àṣà àti ìṣe Yorùbá padà wá àbí dàbí tí àṣẹ̀yìnwá. Okay,
àṣẹ̀yìnwá.
Like
before
àṣẹ̀yìnwá. Yeah. So you understand what he's trying to say, that is there anything you are doing to bring back, the Yoruba culture and tradition? And you are doing a great job. That's all what he said there.
So I think those are the two.
Yeah,
so he has a question regarding that lady. Okay, this one first.
No. The first one.
Married to two tribes.
It's easy. It's easy when you marry the heart of your heart. It's very, very easy. How do I mean? On another program, on another station, just last year, a certain guy who stays abroad was married to a white lady. That white lady, because she loves her husband, because she loves her husband with the culture, she was even the one that was encouraging the husband to be speaking the husband's language, Yoruba, with the kids. They have 4 boys. They brought them to the show live in this Nigeria last year, in this Lagos. So you see, look, and it is not hard to do, because if you believe and you agree and you accept that the man is the head, it is what I want. And this what I want is even not what I mean. It is given, because when I go after my time on earth, I want to leave a footprint, and the footprint is my offspring, and my offspring should be who I was while I was there, and they should be able to speak fluently. You see, look, this thing is serious, and the people in authority, they have to find a way, because to answer the question where
what are you planning? Yeah, what are your
people like us. Efforts. I'm not trying to disappoint her, but it is in my own private capacity. Anywhere I go, that's where I project, and that is how far I can go. If they have a program and they say we can come and participate, I will gladly oblige. You understand? But the major one, like I said, look, whatever anybody has to do, let us start from our homes. That's what is true. That is the base. That is the foundation. That is even the vehicle that would even drive it far. It is not whatever anybody is doing. You start your if you as a parent, you don't understand this language, start to learn it. It is not, nothing is too late to learn. It is you, it is your language. To God, thank God, you are not in a foreign land. That is it. You see, it was, let me even tell you one story. This happened in 1985. One of Ijebu Ladibu's son died. Papa Fetuga, may God bless his soul. And he was an ally of Chief Obafemi Awolowo. So immediately he died, because his son was a very close friend of mine. So we were there. Before you know it, all the people that matters in Ijebu land started coming. The likes of Bado Shinosi, may God rest his soul. The likes of Jubem Balogun, they all come, may God rest his soul. All of them. Guess what? When they all assembled, before they went to tell Awujale, they were all speaking in Ijebu. I'm telling you, these are men of timber and caliber. At that time, all of us who were, forming, we were now looking at ourselves, wow, are we normal? I'm telling you, that this was 85. Are these not the people we were reading about on national whatever? So what is happening to us? That thing gave us the impetus to even went further. Look, when I was at FSS, they were calling me Baba Ijebu now. And this was a school that was an amalgamation of all cultures in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I can remember the lady why Abacha took a law school from Lagos to Kaduna then. She was my classmate. I didn't even know until when some of our classmates then said that I did that. Because then when we were in school, they were not in the realm of the people that I grew with. That's the truth. Forget about what they have. But look, even while there, I was speaking my dialect, I was speaking a language. I don't like speaking English.
In 1 minute,
yeah,
can you just give us your final note on culture and tradition? Just 1 minute.
Okay.
Your feel.
Okay.
Your final word.
Okay.
60 seconds.
My final word will still be, black man, find yourself.
Black man, find yourself.
Black
man, find yourself. Black woman, even man was mentioned in the Bible, and it's implying both sex. So black man, black woman, find yourself. Like you said, I think culture is different from nature, and you must, as much as possible, start from your basis, your home. They spend much time with you. You yourself can learn. I'm learning my Yoruba very well. With people like this, you cannot work with them and you still continue. Because sometimes I find it difficult to read the Yoruba, even on my WhatsApp, but I still make effort because I love challenges. I love people putting me on a hot seat because I want to deliver. I don't want to be a failure. God will help us, and God will help us to remember ourselves and do what is needful. Joy from you.
Yes, of course. Before we go, I guess say thank you very much. I really learned so much from the show. This is Abel from Jos. Please, the numbers on your screen are for text messages. A lot of you are calling in. We can't pick your calls. Just send in your text messages. And remember, although you said check your BP,
yes, so
send it. So
mine, let me tell you. Okay, let her round up.
You will recharge card next week Friday, please.
So mine today was 127, 77, and 72, and it said it's normal. So I was expecting to get one from you. I even thought somebody in the studio, the MCR, somebody will even want to win my recharge back. But don't worry, I'll keep it till next week. On that note, I want to say a big thank you.
Thank you to our guests.
Thank you, sir, for honoring us. Thank you for coming on the show. And thank you for everyone who took time to send messages and to sit back to watch. We hope to see you next week. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has made today's and all this week's program a success. We love you, we appreciate you, and also to our big boss, Chief Steve Ojo. Thank you, sir, for this honor. And our HOP is here, and every other person. We love you. MCR, we're not forgetting you. You know we love you. But we want good product adverts on this platform. We need it. It makes it more fun. And so, have a beautiful weekend. We love you. My name is Remi Nolori. Bye for now.